Day 727 being Christopher Cruz. First service is going right now. So something interesting happened. So when I got out of my car this morning, I had this brand new pack of gum, and it was like one of the big ones. And I didn't have time to like open it, so I just put it in my bag. My bag had like my lunch and my clothes in it, so I could change. And so when I went to change, I was looking for the gum. I'm like, where's the gum? I know I brought it. And I thought maybe it fell out of my bag in the back seat. And I went to my car in the back seat and it's not there. And then I go and I check again. I lift like stuff up in the fridge. And then I forgot that I brought these strawberries and they were in a box, but they were out of the bag. And then it hit me. Someone went through my stuff and took the gum. And I was just like, are you for real? And I'm pretty sure I know who it was. There's a guy here at the church who has some kind of learning disability or something like that, and he's always just like going through stuff, and so I was just like, not like, just kind of like, really is that kind of feeling. And so I was just standing there while they were, they're playing all the songs and everything, and I'm like, okay, God, like, you gave me this word this morning that when we go through troubles, it leads to patience. That patience leads to strength, and that strength leads to hope, and that hope is your love in our heart. And I'm like, okay, so let me apply this. So I'm standing there listening to the song, and I'm like, okay, God, how can this give me, this is a trouble, super small trouble, but it still irritated me, right? There's this irritation, this offense, and so I'm like, okay, how can this give me patience? Okay, I need to be patient with people. Like, clearly that person felt like they needed it more, needed enough to take it. And so it's like, man, I got to have patience with people and understand, that, hey, some people have to steal things because they feel like they don't have enough. And I was like, okay, that's helpful. And so I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, okay, so there's the patience, and then I'm like, the strength. Okay, the strength. Like, God, you give me the strength. Like, give me the strength to let it go. And then it just hit me, like the realization of everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. The gum, my car, the planet, my soul, like me, everything belongs to God. The lie is that I believe it belongs to me. I believe the gum belonged to me because I bought it, and it's like God gave it to the person that needed it. And it was just like this huge realization that everything belongs to God, and God will allow whoever he wants to have whatever he wants them to have whenever he wants them to have it. And clearly he didn't want me to have that gum. He wanted someone else to have it. And it was like a pack of gum that was like $3 gave me this amazing realization that everything belongs to God. Everything belongs to God. Like, Chris, don't get attached to anything in this world. Not people, not things, not money, not concepts. Like, nothing at all belongs to God. And if God wants you to have it, you'll have it. And if he doesn't want you to have it, you won't have it. And if he wants someone else to have it, he will allow them to have it. And so it's like we get offended, when people take our stuff because we actually believe it's ours. And then we feel violated, like, how dare you, how could you? And then we get upset, and then we get offended, and we have this trouble and this problem and these negative emotions. And so I just feel so grateful that when I went to Starbucks this morning, first of all, I'm really proud of myself for waking up at 4:30 because I didn't fall asleep until probably midnight. And I set my alarm for 4:30, and I also set it for 6, so I could have slept another hour and a half. But I got up anyway, and I'm really proud of myself for that. Went to Starbucks, was there for like 45 minutes, and the first thing I read was, that verse. Troubles leads to patience, patience leads to strength, and strength leads to hope. And when we have that hope, God pours his love into our heart. And then he just gave me this perfect opportunity to experience that, which is great, which is really, really great and super helpful. So I'm very grateful for that, and it's worth a $3 pack of gum. Like, absolutely worth it. And then another thing that happened this morning is I got there, and it's like People who are part of the team wanted to go off and do other things. Oh, I only have this much time to help. And it's just like, guys, we're we are the interns. This is our job to do this. And, you know, I was like working on not getting frustrated and being patient. And I remember my pastor said, he said, hey, next time, you know, this is happening, come to me and let me know, and I'll deal with it. And so I went to him and I was like, hey, here's what's going on. This person's doing this person's doing that, this person's not here, this person's not here. And it's about to be just me and this other guy doing everything. And he's like, okay, cool. That's exactly what I need you to do. Tell me that. So he went and talked to them, and then they came and set things up. And he was just walking with me and talking with me. He's like, you know, I know it's frustrating, you know, when people aren't motivated and they don't want to do things. And, you know, because I was just like, I mean, if you don't want to be a part of this, why are you even a part of it? Like, this is what you signed up for. And he's like, you know, and I get that and I understand that. And he said, but this is an opportunity for us to pastor people. And I was just like, oh, wow, I never really saw it like that. Like, this is an opportunity to pastor them, you know. And it's like, wow, the level of patience that a pastor has to have with people as they go through their stuff and their crap and everything they're struggling with. Like, you got to love them through that. You just got to love them through it and love them through it and love them through it. And most people don't have that level of patience or that level of love. And that's something that I need to work on, like having a new level of patience. And that makes perfect sense, because troubles lead to patience. Patience leads to strength. Strength leads to hope. And hope is God pouring his love into our heart. So yeah, just amazing. So I'm very grateful that pack of gum has been, God has given it to someone else, someone that needed it, wanted it, and that in that he used a pack of gum to remind me that everything belongs to God, and he will distribute everything exactly the way that he wants it. And that I can let go of material things, because none of it belongs to me. It all belongs to God. You know, I remember reading this thing that where they defined money, and they said that money, all money is a man-made concept that assigns value and ownership to things that God already owns. So money is a man-made concept that assigns value and ownership to all the things in the world that God already owns. It's like this false reality, like, oh, I believe I own this. And it's like, you don't own that. That belongs to God. You belong to God. Everything belongs to God. Everything is God's. We don't actually have ownership over anything. But we believe we do. And so, yeah, just a really good reminder. It all belongs to God. So let it go, Chris. Let it go, let it go, let it go. So I let it go. Plus, on top of that, I have another pack. So, but this isn't the big one. But who cares? I'll get another big one. So really, really good lesson to learn. It's amazing how God can use a pack of gum to rock your world. It's the power of our God.